busy looking, and I'm doing a monologue.
At the model.
I'm not going to say this is the best, by the way. It is the worst, but it is the most fun because it's just not structured and just fun.
Not structured at all. I just want to get us.
Sort of like our podcast. Dave and I have done very little preparation on this today. We did print out a lot of stuff, but
We definitely printed a lot.
we
of
didn't
stuff here.
talk a lot
All right.
beforehand. So
All right. So, just making sure
this
that
is our
we
final
are
podcast.
not
Yeah.
structured.
So we're
We
live.
are live and available.
Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to the intro to crypto. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a Monday night special. Michael Cristoforo, David Lamel here, live with you on a Monday night, talking about what's happening. So if you're watching on Instagram, you can't see the background with what it says, but if you're watching over here on all other social media plans, it sucks. It sucks. It says BlackRock buying XRP. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen?
Is it?
Is it happening?
Question
Is
mark.
BlackRock getting involved in XRP? Who out there knows who BlackRock is, what XRP is all about, what BlackRock does, what it owns? BlackRock is everything. I have to tell you something. Before learning about crypto, I did not know who BlackRock was.
Really?
I don't think that if I was to bet, if you're not in the stock market, and I bet you people who buy stocks don't even know what BlackRock is. They are the monopoly, I'll say, of everything financial. From stock market, I mean, what they own, what they control, how much leverage they have in the stock market, housing, probably rates. I wouldn't be surprised. Government, they're tied into everything.
I used to think when I was in college, I used to think Goldman Sachs was the one.
Right.
Goldman Sachs is the one. But I think I'd like to actually, maybe I'll do a quick Google search just to see what are the asset sizes under Goldman Sachs versus BlackRock. I'm sure BlackRock is dwarfing Goldman Sachs.
Or JP Morgan or any of these other big, massive arms and bats in their hands.
Yep.
But BlackRock is something on another level. I know you got a lot of stuff here about BlackRock, who they are, what their control, how much money they have. You want to get into that part there, or should I kind of get into it on this simple?
No, I think it's a good idea to at least let people have an idea as to how big BlackRock is.
So BlackRock manages over 10 trillion in assets. 10 trillion with a T. 10 trillion assets.
I'd like to know how big some economies are to see how much bigger it is than others.
I don't know.
We didn't search it yet, but I'd be interested to see. I bet you it's bigger than.
Let me rephrase it. 10 trillion in assets. They own 10 trillion dollars in assets. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's
bigger
than most countries.
They control the banking institutions. They are involved in every aspect of the stock market, crypto. They are involved in so much. They are the whale of whales. And the reason we're talking about BlackRock and XRP today is because, the people who have the most money in the world control most things. And they also invest their money in things that they find to be very valuable. It takes money to make money. And these guys have a lot of money, 10 trillion to be specific. Known for influencing markets through ETFs, funds, and institutional investments. Already active in crypto, Bitcoin spot ETF, of course, Ethereum ETF, of course, which is why we're leading into this XRP ETF that's coming. Will they have their own XRP ETF?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk in the crypto world that they're really keeping it very tight to the vest. And they're keeping it real tight to the vest because I know once they get that stamp of approval that they're going to enter in on the XRP ETFs, then it's over.
Larry Fink
was
interviewed a couple of times.
And the CEO of BlackRock.
Right. So Larry Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock, was asked, Are you buying XRP? Are you buying XRP ETF? Are you involved in XRP ETF? And he said, I cannot answer this question at this time. Brad Garlinghouse was asked the same question. And Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, could not answer that question at this time. And it's very interesting when you hear such powerful, wealthy people tell you they can't answer the question at this time. And they could have said no.
Doesn't that make you want to just back up the truck and buy a bunch of it? I'm asking you
100%
right now.
They could have easily said no. We are not interested. We are not involved. We are not getting involved in XRP.
Yep.
But
of course, Larry Fink also said 5 years ago, crypto's crap.
Right.
He wasn't involved in any of it.
How much Bitcoin does he own?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. So don't do what they say.
Right.
Do what they do.
They have your head going this way.
Yep.
And all of it's going this way. You got to stay straight. Use the listening ears. Remember today what we're talking about is always, we are not here to give you financial advice. This is not financial advice. This is a realtor and a mortgage broker here to help you in the world of crypto. Learn about crypto, what's happening behind the scenes, what's happening in the world of crypto, digital assets, so you can become as educated as possible as our friends, as our colleagues, as people who want a chance to change their life. And what that means to you may be different than somebody else. Maybe it's, again, the first time you're buying a car. Maybe it's putting your child through college. Maybe it's buying your first home. There are so many things that can happen for you if you listen and you learn and you invest correctly. Doing the right things in your life opens a path. When you have those ears and eyes open. And it takes them. My buddy Pat, for example, and I talked about Pat a couple of times already. He's been listening and learning.
That's a nod for you, Pat.
That's a nod for Pat, who likes to read. He prefers to read a lot than watching the YouTube and the podcasts. And he says to me, you know what I talked about this weekend? And I said, this is a text message from him. And I said, I don't know, Daniel, Drew. And he said, yeah, absolutely. He's like, but XRP. And a mutual friend of ours who went to college with, I came to visit him. And his name is Jeremy. And I guess they were talking about it. And I think what happened was, he listens to me as his best friend. And I tell him certain things. And my best friends in the world, who you would think just automatically listen to what I say, are usually the people that don't listen to what I say. It's the strangers out there in the world, like you guys who are watching and listening, or people who have worked with his clients that go, you know what, I trust him. I've worked with him before. He always has my best interest. Mm-hmm. And they kind of listen and do their research and become involved in things that are going to help them out. But now the open doors open, and he's now beginning to become more interested and educated. Education is everything and you do in life. If you learn about something, you invest, is divest the right word? You get involved in your heart and your mind.
So to invest.
Invest.
Not divest.
You invest your mind and your heart into something, and then you become educated as much as you can, and then you make good decisions.
Just wanted to real quick throw out the biblical quote for you, Dave.
Yes.
Jesus said, a prophet is not a prophet in his own town. So your own friends that know Dave's a realtor. He's not an XRP investor and super successful. So to hear that people on the internet take your word more than your family does.
Wow.
Perfect example.
Family is a whole other level now listening to me. I mean, let me tell you something. Family, I talked about this 6 months ago. They laughed at me. They laughed at me before Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, all of a sudden I got like some, hey, I heard, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you know what I mean? But even still, a lot of the family, a couple of people in the family have listened to me. But out of like 100 people in the very immediate family, like 3. It's wild. But you know what? That is such as life, right? And if you can relate to that, it makes me feel better because I'm not alone, right? So why would BlackRock buy XRP? Great question, right? Let's get into it. I mean, a lot of things about BlackRock over here. Utility and settlement speed. XRP's blockchain settles transactions, we know, 3 to 5 seconds. Low cost versus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Perfect for tokenization, assets, cross-border payments, and liquidity management. We keep repeating ourselves the same reasons every time, right?
Nothing.
The tokenization angle. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is openly bullish on tokenization of real-world assets, RWAs, real-world assets. He is bullish.
Yep.
Why is he bullish? Because we know he's bullish because he's involved in Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? The XRP ledger is built for tokenization, money, bonds, real estate, and more. Regulatory clarity. XRP already ruled not a security as of July 2023 in a court decision. This gives institutions like BlackRock a safer path to explore versus other tokens. They like the XRP ledger. They just can't admit it yet.
Yeah. And I just want to segue back for a second, just because I think it's important just to realize what they have done for this country, BlackRock. So,
Good point.
It's one thing to talk about XRP and all the benefits, and we all know and love it and so forth. But it was interesting to me. Did you know that in the 2008 housing crisis, they were actively supporting our government to keep the financial system up and running?
That's just amazing.
Yeah.
That's power.
Yeah.
Talk about an IOU from the government to BlackRock. Can you imagine the IOU that they owe BlackRock for basically allowing the country not to collapse even worse than it could have been?
And then on top of that, they did it again, in 2020 when the stock market was having problems with the whole COVID scare and all the stuff that was going on then.
And they're probably invested for that reason to do so because they own like so much of the stock market, which was smart on their part, a very smart company, to invest into. Can I buy BlackRock stock, by the way? Is that a possibility?
I'm sure you could. I did not even look to see what the price is. I can take a quick look.
I didn't even thought I did. Can you? Is there a BlackRock stock?
How uneducated am I? I'm sure there is.
I know they own the whole world. I just thought to myself, now that they own a stock, maybe it's a good stock to buy BlackRock.
Let's see.
Probably like $1 gazillion. While you're looking that up,
BlackRock current stock price. $1,104.
Well, you know what? I would say that would be a good one to buy into.
It's sort of funny because Jake Cleaver,
yes,
oftentimes talks about BlackRock acquiring Ripple. And if they do, they talk about doing a 1-for-1 split or a 1-for-2 split. So, if that were in something like that, you'd be looking at the Ripple shares, being
$1,100,
$600 to $600 to $1,100 a share is what they talk about if they got acquired. Although Jake's throwing higher numbers than that.
I don't know that Ripple wants to be acquired by BlackRock because of the future of what Ripple is going to be and what XRP is going to have itself for itself.
I think Ripple shares will dwarf this.
100% sure.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, definitely, and that's why BlackRock wants a piece of the action to just get. And what's interesting is how would a company like BlackRock buy Ripple stock? We're going to get into that also over here. So Ripple's networked over 100 banks and financial institutions tested or use Ripple tech. We know that. Ripple Ledger has ISO 20022 compliance aligned with the global banking standards, which we know, and all banks across the world will be compliant as of November 1st.
I think it's the 12th, but I could be wrong.
Okay. What would happen if they did buy XRP? Massive liquidity demand, even small allocations from BlackRock equals billions with a B, flowing into XRP.
And we talked about the market calculator last week
with Zach, who's wicked smart on the market.
We definitely talked about that.
ETF potential: if BlackRock filed for an XRP ETF, it would mirror Bitcoin's ETF success, without question. Price impact: XRP supply is capped, 100 billion total. There's 55 billion in circulating. Institutional buying would drive scarcity, absolutely, because they're probably going to buy a lot with the amount of leverage they have and financial backing they have. And
they talked about the escrow going to the U.S. government, or percentage of the escrow going, but let's just play games for a second. Let's just say the U.S. government doesn't want that $45 billion. What if a piece of it goes to BlackRock? And it could be for the ETFs, or what if they did it as an investment? I mean, if the government doesn't want it, maybe BlackRock does.
Well,
So
it's
there's
funny-
got to be a lot of buyers for that.
And the government kind of has an IOU to BlackRock. The BlackRock might pull the IOU card out. I mean, they've only helped the government a couple of times. I mean,
a little speculation.
it's a very possible. Why? I mean, it's a good time to pull the card out, right? I mean, like, hey, listen, we helped the economy not collapse, and we helped, twice.
COVID,
right?
And,
I mean, they could pull an IOU card for sure.
who knows?
Let's see, mainstream credibility. Once BlackRock backs an asset, Wall Street follows. I would say that to be very true. That would be called the ripple effect. No pun intended. Ripple effect. XRP. Banks feel safer adopting XRP. U.S. regulatory faces pressure to speed up crypto clarity. And the media coverage shifts the public narrative. The media we haven't heard from at all. Hardly at all.
Well, Congress just got back into session, right? I think Congress was out for summer recess, and I think they just got back. So I think the Clarity Act is coming
Right.
for this fall.
Which is where the ETF is supposed to come. The spot ETF is supposed to come very soon as well.
So,
XRP isn't just a coin. It's an infrastructure play. I can't get the words out of my mouth.
Yep, that's good stuff. By the way, XRP is back. I just took a look. It's almost $3.
I know. I didn't know.
See
I
that?
was, this afternoon, I was on the way here and I was listening to a podcast. Which one was it? It was Mickle. And he's like, we're back at 290. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know it went up. I wasn't paying attention. All these people who couldn't have bought it at 280 something a couple of days ago, and now it's at $3 at 30 cents. Boom, 30 cents just jumped up. It's about to go.
That's 10%.
It's about to pop like popcorn. It's going to be one of those.
So we're lips to
We're
God's
gonna be
ears,
sitting
Dave.
down, eating some popcorn, watching XRP go. It's going to happen. It's all happening already. It's all these things happening in the background. As you guys know, who watch us every week, who are paying attention and listening and learning. Let's go into this a little more. BlackRock hasn't officially announced XRP exposure yet. Not officially. They can't say anything when asked, as we mentioned before. The move slowly, but
This, if you don't mind me taking a second.
yeah.
This is once again why we say that, we're not financial planners,
We are not giving financial advice.
but this is almost a similar situation of when the SEC was suing Ripple
That's right.
back in 2020, when they were suing them and everything was collapsing and crashing. The smart money was going in and buying it. And I'm saying smart money because those are the ones that 5 years later show that they were the smart money,
Because they were investing.
because it's a lot more expensive today than it was 5 years ago. So that's my point. That's
About cheaper today. It's more expensive today than it was 5 years. Yes.
Yeah. So when you see these kinds of situations, you might want to consider
Yeah.
taking a stab, because it's just a matter of time. We'll look back on this, and this is going to age really well.
Yes.
It might be 6 months from now. It could be 2 months from now. It could be 2 years from now. I don't know. But there's going to be a point in time BlackRock is going to be all over XRP.
Yes.
And when it's in the news, you're going to see prices that are going to be much higher than where we
Just
are
want
right
to give
now.
my princess, my queen, my wife Valerie a big shout out who's watching with her.
Hi, Val.
And by the way, happy 41 years to your first date with your bride, Miss Linda, the beautiful, the smart.
Can I tell that story in 2 seconds?
Yes.
We went to a fair. It was my first date. I was 14 years old. I went on my first date. While I'm on my first date,
14 on a date. Wow.
14, yeah, it was my first one. She asked me if I wanted to go to the fair with her. I said, sure. My friend drove me there. We went.
Not Linda.
Nope, Linda wasn't. Nope, Linda was there with 3 of her friends. My date said, you want to go on the Ferris wheel? And I said, I don't do heights. You do the heights. She goes on the Ferris wheel. While she's on the Ferris wheel, I met my wife.
Now,
At 14.
the girl that you went on a date with, are you still friends with her?
She and my wife are good friends.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What a story.
It's sort of funny.
That's sort of funny.
Yeah.
And is she with somebody at this time,
Yeah, she's married.
All right,
Yep.
cool. That's pretty
Yep.
cool stuff.
Yep.
So, like, you have a cute little relationship there with the two of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see each other, talk to each other, much, but it's.
Is Linda checking your phone to make sure about that?
No, I think they're all Facebook friends. I think they're Facebook friends.
I admire
we love
Linda.
her.
I admire Linda very much. I see Val. Kids can't see the message over there on Instagram. What's the secret? Is that what she says?
Yeah. What's the secret?
The secret in the sauce about the relationship. Maybe she's talking. Is that
the
is the
secret in the
relationship
sauce?
secret? Is that like we're talking about, Val? Is that what we're talking about? If you can just respond back to us. What is the secret? 41 years. Is it 41 years?
Well, no,
married?
40 years. No. 41 years of meeting. But we've only been married 30 years.
30 years. Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
Understand, I was only 14. I wasn't going to get married anytime soon.
At 14 years old, not only was I not dating yet, I think I was still learning about my body parts at 14. You know what I mean? Like, my first date, I don't even know. I might have been 16. Maybe, I think, in that ballpark. And I say date, that means actually out with a girl. Maybe I was 15. I don't remember my first date.
I was so young. She had to drive me on my first date. How sad is that?
Who drove?
Linda.
Oh, wait,
Linda's older than I am.
Wait, Linda drove you with another girl?
No, not on that date. On our first date, she had to drive me because I did not even. I was too young.
My question is, who drove you on your first date with the other girl? Was mom and dad?
It was one of my friends in the neighborhood who actually, it was his cousin.
His cousin.
It was his cousin.
Oh, it was his cousin you were dating or took it a first date?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, getting back to XRP and BlackRock. That was a great side note. Sidebar over there. So let's talk about XRP and BlackRock a little more. If BlackRock puts even 1% of its trillion into XRP, it would make history. History in the making.
I did not read that. What, did you give me a number?
It would be historic. I didn't go with numbers over here. And this is not financial advice. It's a glimpse at how institutions are shaping the future of money. It's important for you to really listen, learn, and understand how big this is. What is happening in the backgrounds of society, of governments, of stocks, of crypto, what is happening between banking institutions.
We were talking to a coworker here last Friday.
Yes.
And I told her, I said, I would rather have my money in XRP than to have it in fiat dollars. And I think she was a little surprised by that, but
confused by that probably.
Well, I mean, the thing is fiat, they're printing fiat left and right. There's a lot less fiat. There's a lot more fiat, I should say, today than there was 5 years ago. I think 70%, I heard 70% of all of our fiat was created in the last 5 years.
Is that right?
70% of all US dollars were created in something like the last 5 years. If that's true or anything close to that,
that's one heck of a machine, huh?
This explains why our inflation is so bad.
98% of the dollar is
gone. So this is the reason why it's so expensive to go everywhere you go, and the food's so expensive. And we talk about we talk about restaurants, we talk about everything. It's just, this is why. And this is why silver prices are going up. This is why gold prices are going up. This is why XRP is going to continue to go up.
I was talking to somebody, another client of ours, one of our listeners over here, about silver. And he said, I have a lot of this silver. Should I sell it and buy XRP? And I said, absolutely yes, in a heartbeat. 100%. Because I think you need some of both. I think you need some of both. Silver's at what, $40 a pound or an ounce or something?
41 an ounce.
Okay. And let's just say you have 100 ounces, for argument's sake, just to keep things simple.
Yeah.
And you bought XRP. You think that silver is going to go with an X factor as XRP will over the next 5 years?
No, exactly. But I think the problem is with the metals.
Yes.
To really get a real huge bump.
Yeah.
You're going to sort of be in a Mad Max situation where you're going to see.
That's why.
But if you got into that situation, let's just say, for example, during the Depression. Okay, let's just say in the Depression,
Right.
if you had a coin,
Yes.
you can still buy yourself a loaf of bread. I'm just saying. You might not get a loaf of bread necessarily with an XRP with a guy who doesn't even know how to get an XRP
Today. But in 5 years?
It's.
And
I think you need a little bit of both.
But
don't sell all your silver and gold.
My point is, if you are involved in mind and body about the XRP and the multiplier effect of what's going to happen over the next 5 years, there's no way silver or even gold will even compound as high or as much in the investment of XRP versus those two factors. You agree with me, don't you? Just be honest.
I think I can agree with you.
100%.
However, let's just say hypothetically.
That doesn't mean selling your jewelry necessarily.
No. My point to the whole thing is, in a Mad Max situation, what if the dollar is worthless? Now XRP can
Mad Max situation.
I'm just saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know.
Here.
I like devil's advocate.
Little bit of both is always
what
good.
What year did Mad Max come out in, by the way?
I have no idea.
Something.
Google it. I have no idea. I have no idea.
So if you're worried about a Mad Max situation, hold on to a little bit of silver and a little bit of gold. Otherwise, take the rest of it and put it where? Michael? XRP. All right.
You got me to say it. Got me to say it.
Because it is what it is.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan. We've been doing these things for 3-4 months.
This is where it gets
a little interesting.
This is important. And we're going to end with this kind of part because we're getting close to a timeline of
your thing.
25 minutes over here.
Plus you got to go.
And I do got to go. See you guys about a horse. Got any clients to buy a house. How BlackRock could buy XRP before an ETF is super simple. What is OTC? OTC means over the counter. Instead of going to a big noisy store like a crypto exchange, BlackRock could buy XRP quietly in a private room from a seller. It is like skipping the supermarket and making a deal straight with the farmer. I'm talking about the big boys kind of.
You like that line, don't you?
I do like it. That's a big boys move with the big boys bucks.
It would be more meaningful if you said that and you didn't read it, but you had a teleprompter up for the future.
In the future,
that's what you need. You need a teleprompter so it looks like it came right out of your mouth rather than off the paper.
And in the future, we're gonna have a nice big room. We're gonna have all these very fancy.
No. We're not going. This is our last podcast.
All right. Why would they do that? If BlackRock went to Coinbase or Binance and bought billions of XRP in public, the price would shoot up right away. And what would happen is they would pay a higher price for that XRP. I mean, we wouldn't mind it because the XRP is going to fly up, but they would pay more for it. So by using the OTC, they can buy big amounts without everyone noticing and without spiking the price. And that's where these big whales, these massive, very wealthy people are able to buy things at a lower price. You know what's happening. You're not seeing the price go up. By the way, Mikkel was just talking about how all the exchanges are really, really low on XRP. And no one understands how all these exchanges now are low on XRP to buy. So you want to buy XRP, it's not as much as it used to be there. Nobody's even talking about it.
That's when you're going to get the real pop, which is the same thing. Every time you got a short squeeze going on, that in the stock market, when that short squeeze goes, then it just takes off. So
who helps them?
I didn't see that video, but that sounds great.
It just came out. Mick, we just had it. They don't just show up with a suitcase of cash. They work with big crypto shops like Cumberland, Galaxy, and B2C2, which I never heard of before. These companies are like wholesalers who sell giant amounts at once. Custodians like Coinbase Custody, which is like a super secure digital bank vault that holds XRP for them. So when you're a gazillionaire, like a BlackRock, and you want to buy, a billion shares, you just go and say, hey, you want a billion share thing over here? Okay. Zing, zang, boom. Right? How it happens. BlackRock says, we want 100 million XRP. The OTC desk replies, okay, we'll sell it to you at 305 each. BlackRock wires the money through the bank. The OTC desk sends the XRP straight into BlackRock's safe wallet at the custodian. That way, both money and XRP switch hands at the same time, safe and clean, kind of like the XRP ledger. Just like that.
Good analogy, dude.
The rules they have to follow, they have to check for bad actors, no criminals, no sanctions. Every transfer is tracked to show it's legit.
Which is no different than what happens with you.
And
Every time you set up an exchange,
yes,
they're taking your picture. Did you notice that? Don't be nervous when you're taking your picture of your ID, and then you have to take a picture of
they want to make sure they
you
know who you are.
holding the ID. Yeah, it's all just to know your customer.
Every transfer is tracked to show it's legit. Accountants then write down exactly how much XRP they bought and how much it's worth each day. Why this matters? Very important to know. Possibly today, BlackRock could do this right now if they wanted, and probably are. Just probably are. We're not for sure. We don't know because they won't come to.
But that would explain why exchanges are getting low.
Absolutely. They got to buy it from somewhere, and the exchanges are cleaning house.
And just for the record, we just went through the first of the month, and as I understand it, once again, there was the release of the 1 billion XRP. They locked up 700 million, and 300 billion. That's 300 million were used for.
I want y'all to know that for some reason on my Instagram, the words are so small and they're about 5 feet from me, and it's hard for me to read the questions. So I'm so sorry in advance. And I apologize for it. So something, I can't see what it says. I think the Miranda's got a question up for us over here. And Val had a question about Drew. Guys, please forgive me. I can't see. If you go onto YouTube and ask questions on YouTube, it pops right on my screen over here on Facebook. It's right on the screen. Instagram doesn't show me from distance. And
can we look at that when we're done, when we close this thing up? Can you see them then or no? I'm just curious.
Or I could just have you walk up and read them if you want to, but I can't. No,
I don't read in public.
I'm trying to read.
I used to hate when I was in school, be in third grade, and they'd say, "Michael, can you read the first paragraph?" And I'd be like,
let me just wrap this up. I got to wrap up
yes,
with you guys over here, okay? So there's no proof. There's zero public evidence that they bought XRP yet. They've only filed for Bitcoin ETF so far. The bottom line, yes, BlackRock could buy XRP before an ETF. They do it behind the scenes using private OTC deals. We mentioned OTCs, over the counter, giant crypto wholesalers, and super safe vaults. It's possible, but nobody knows for sure if they actually are. That's the effect. The price effect, the fun part. Public buying. If BlackRock did this on a regular exchange, everyone would see it. Demand would spike, and the price would shoot up so very fast. Over-the-counter buying. Since they're buying quietly, the price may stay near $3 while they load up. But once the news leaks, out of BlackRock owns XRP, people could start rushing in, and that's when the price could jump. You know what the crazy part is? That everybody you talk to goes, but the price has been down. The price has been down. I don't want to buy yet. Now the price is going up. Now it's happening. People are buying, right? They were 30 cents in the last 2 days or 1 day, whatever it was. And now people are getting said to buy when they could have bought it 2 days ago at 30 cents less. And they're going to wait till the price goes to $3.50. Oh my God. Should I continue buying, or is the price? I'm going to wait for the price to come back down. That's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Just when you're
average in.
When you're getting involved in this XRP, we tell you to continue buying. Don't watch the price. Don't freak out. Stay focused, because it's going to do this.
Remember what Jake?
It's going to stop, come down, a little bit, go back up, come down a little bit, go back up. God, I'm sorry.
Jake Claver. No, what does Jake Claver say? He's buying XRP until $50 each. So think about that. So if you think you're buying it for too much money, when you have a gentleman like Jake who's very invested in XRP, and he says he will continue to buy until it's $50, that tells you something.
This is the intro to crypto. It's Monday. Thank you for joining us every week. We will not see you Friday. Friday, Michael is going to be away. We're going to take the Friday off. My wife would be happy to hear that if she's listening right now. Shabbat Friday, right? But we will not be here on Friday. We'll see you next Monday. Okay. So enjoy your week. Maybe the next time we talk to you, there'll be a little bit of a bump in the market. Let's see what happens. Yeah. BlackRock, XRP, to be continued. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of our show every week. We love you. We appreciate you. Remember, this is not financial advice. Do your research. Heart and mind let it work together and make your pocket strong.
You are a silver-tongued rascal. That's all I can say. You are good.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Silver tongue.